Peace, peace, this is Brother Swan, and I want to talk to you about family, friend, or foe. If a person is violent or physical violent towards you, abusive or physically violent towards you, this person is a threat. They can never be taken lightly. Say for while a person is physically attacking you or abusing you, the only thing stopping them from actually killing you is of the fear of going to jail or being punished by the law. So you got to think, if it was never allowed, implemented, what would happen? That person will kill you. They are a major threat, and you should never let your guard down. This majority go towards women, because women have a caring and understanding and loving nature. And when stuff like that go on, they will try to find excuses for that person or even fault themselves. But if that man did something like that to another man, that other man will try to, harm him or even try to get rid of him. Or even try to, get rid of him. I've seen this happen so many times. It happened with my mother. It happened with my aunties. It happened to other women. I just seen a news flash today. Some guy threw a woman off the third floor, and he jumped out the third floor himself. That ain't just happen. He ain't just do that. He been showing signs of that type of anger and aggression. Cause let me tell you what I know. Real intelligent men, they are the less violent men. Cause you don't see nerds in the street fighting. You don't see nerds going around being in shootouts. You don't see nerds going around being in gangs. I'm just using nerd for example, but you don't have to be a nerd just to be a intelligent person. Intelligent people tend not to lean towards violence, where the less intelligent people leans towards violence, because that's how they feel. That's the only way they really can express themselves, because they not articulate enough to express the words what's going on with their inner being. What's going on with their inner being. So they think, hidden and stuff like that. This mentality, and blacks mostly breed from, ghetto street mentality. I was raised in the hood, the projects. Once I found out what type of people I was around, I never let my guard down. That's why I'm 35 years old. They used to mess over each other. So I already knew what they were capable of doing to me. They would have, if they messing over each other, yeah, they'll mess over me. So I had to adapt. I had to adapt. I never let my guard down. I didn't say I avoided all conflict, and I didn't. But I never took them lightly. I never put my guard down. Once you let your guard down, you gonna get hurt. if somebody is physically abusing you, do not make excuses for these people. These people need self-healing. They need self-work. It's not you. You never the problem. The violent person is the problem. Which our human behavior is learned behavior. They could have learned that from their parents, which they learned from their parents. But when the cycle gonna stop? The physical abuse of women, it hurt me, but it hurt me the most when I know children uh, are viewing this, or children are around this, or children here where such and such did this to your mother, and Jonathan and did this, and I just can put myself in that child's place and think of the world of hurt that they going through. I'm not trying to put no kind of blame on no specific type of people. But once a person is exposed to violence, this uh some tend to be more violent than others, and some tend to be less violent. But like I said, the higher intelligent you are, the less violent you are. Like I said, that's why you don't see nerds or scientists or physicists in the streets fight. You don't see them in the store fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because they going to avoid conflict, or they going to resolve conflict. Where you have a person from, have the street hood mentality, they going to revert to violence, almost majority of the time. Because that's what they been exposed to. That's the type of environment and upbringing. See, as women, y'all have that mothering, nurturing, caring, loving nature. And y'all try to have understanding. But if something hurting you to make it feel better, it's not benefiting you. What is it benefiting if it's hurting you to help somebody else heal? See, a violent person, he can fix himself. He or she can fix themselves. But it ain't gonna happen overnight. And it's not gonna happen without counseling and therapy from professionals. You can get them all the good loving they want. You can feed them every trait on a platter they want. You want. But until they heal that internal injury, which uh, most men live their life. Well, majority of men live their life off their memories of the past. And the hate in a man's heart comes from his youth years. The hate in a man's heart comes from his youth years. Whether he seen somebody being another man, being low, treating his mama like nothing, or being low down, being abusive to his mama, or he had to grow up in a ghetto where it's violent or whatever, what have you. And I seen, like, I think it was like Judge Judy. And it was this man, he was abusive, and this woman, she was finally breaking free from him, and he had went to jail, but he was still physically attacking him. And Judge Judy told him, she said, you learned that from your dad that used to do your, she didn't know, he didn't tell her that, but Judge Judy told her, she said, your daddy used to do your mama like that. That's why you do that woman like that. You learned that from your daddy. Because he ran and did women like that. And I understood. And that's true. Because our behavior is, human behavior is learned behavior. I'm not a person to tell people what type of people to date, where to look, and where to go. Because it's hard. It depends on your society, the culture, your upbringing, your family traditions and values, or how your city or town operate, how the women or men, how they carry themselves. So I know I cannot be a relationship coach or guru or nothing like that. But I want to let y'all know violent people cannot be, you just can't show them good and make them less violent or non-violent. You cannot. Like I said, you can show them all the love in the world. You can fix some food on a platter. You can do whatever. But until they happy with themselves and get that anger out their own heart, it's gonna be recurring. Cause you don't want to trigger these type of people. I'm not trying to say fear anyone. Ain't no reason you should fear anyone. But what if you trigger that type of person? They ain't kill you yet, but one day they will kill you. Cause one day they gonna disregard the law, or they fear of going to jail or being punished by the law. And that might be your last, time on earth. But like I said, they are, do not let your guard down. I can't tell nobody how to live life. I'm just going how the best I know, how I perceive reality and my experiences and what have you. I don't just go by life. I observe life in a way that a lot of people don't. I don't live it. I observe it. Like I said, I growed up in violence. I used to be violent. I would never hit a woman to make her stay in a relationship with me. And if a woman departed me, I was upset and I was mad. But I never, threatened her life or did something like that. Who wouldn't be upset? I done invested my time. Who wouldn't be upset? I invested my money. Who wouldn't be upset? I invested my emotions, which I could have been doing this with a deserving person. But we don't know these people. That's why I don't fault everybody, because we don't know these people' true intentions until they show their true colors. Then we figure out and know who they are. But by that time that we figure that, sometimes it's already too late. They done already caused damage. They done already stolen. They done already went to their other relationship. They done already sabotaged our futures. We didn't know that, but we're going to start where we are and we're going to move forward. We're going to know better and we're going to do better. because we're not gonna keep repeating the patterns and having the same experience. We ain't gonna keep having the same experience. And it ain't gonna be long. I just want you to know, and this from experience, if a person is violent, physically violent towards you, that person would never be able to stop that type of rage themselves. Like I said, you can love on them. You can do as every wish they command. But one day you not gonna do something simple. And there you go. That anger, rage, hate, and what have you. I'm giving a male perspective. I never lived a life as a woman. I know some stuff about women, but I tell anybody I don't know nothing. So I never understood. I could never figure them out. I could never. I don't understand them. But they the opposite sex. Like they said, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And I like how they described it. That's how I feel. Because we can't group every man and every woman in every category. Because everybody didn't have the same parents. Everybody didn't live and grow up in the same house. Everybody didn't go into the same school. And everybody did not live in the same environments. Never let your guard down. And never make excuses for anybody anger or aggression towards you. Never make excuse. It's their fault that they are being violent. Because if it was your fault, the violence would be coming from you and not from them. It's them. You'll be beating on them. If you was the problem, the violence. Now, how you gonna have a happy life if violence involved? Violence is never equivalent to a happy life. No one who lives in violence have a happy life. Because violence hurt. It hurt physically, it hurt emotionally, and it hurts mentally. And I'm going to let y'all meditate on it. This brother Swan, I'm out, y'all. Peace.